All right, this week we go into the dark with the newest novel in the High Republic. Let me give you my thoughts. Welcome to Star Wars on High. Thank you for stopping by. My name is Josh, and today we are going to talk about Into the Dark by Claudia Gray. Right off the top, spoiler-free start here. I love this book. I actually thought this book was so good. Right after The Light of Jedi, maybe tied, but wow, did this hit with me. And I was worried for a couple of reasons. The first of which was simply that it was young adult, and I was like, hey, it's gonna be a little, immature for me. It's gonna be aimed at a much younger audience. But that's not the case at all. In fact, in true form with the High Republic, they're not afraid to get dark, and they're not afraid to get mature, and I give them so much credit for that. And I think when I see a lot of the hate, a lot of the videos that are kind of disparaging the High Republic, I can tell me folks have never actually touched it, or maybe just read the first issue of the Marvel run, because the books are much more mature, much more thought-provoking, and much more interesting than the caricatures you see folks create out of them. And to me, this book hit so many good moments. It had so many, sections in it. I thought it started off a little slow. And so if you're thinking about picking this up and you do get into it, and you're in these first couple chapters, and it's a sizable book. Nothing crazy. It's 11 hours on Audible, but if you get into the first couple chapters, you're like, it's not really hitting it for me. I ask you to wait and just let it go. Keep going, because this book has a really strong, I think, second 2/3 of the book are really strong. So that's my spoiler-free thoughts. If you are on the fence, if you read Light of the Jedi, because I do think you need Light of the Jedi first, but if you read Light of the Jedi and you're curious about picking up, what should I pick up next? A Test of Courage? Should I pick up Into the Darkness? Should I read the comics? You can read all of those, because, all of those technically come after Light of the Jedi, but this one is my first must read after Light of the Jedi. I think this is, you cannot skip this. You can maybe skip the comics if you're not interested. You can maybe skip the Test of Courage, but you cannot skip Into the Dark. For my other folks who have stayed and want to hear some of my spoiler thoughts, I love what they did with this book. I love how it felt at certain points almost like an Alien movie, like Ridley Scott's Alien, where there was like a sci-fi horror element to it. We played with the dark side here, and as you guys have known, if you've seen my videos, I'll keep saying it, but it's the truth. I love Star Wars villains. I am a dark side Sith enthusiast. When those types of characters are in the book, I'm intrigued. And when we find these Sith artifacts that, originally we think they're there, that they contain darkness in them, and, it turns out in the end you find out that they were used by the Sith to, to trap the Draencar and make them to where they can't escape and be sentient anymore. And then there are these dark side, entities that the Sith were fighting against. I'm all about that. I absolutely, that's a hook for me. That you got, Josh. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. So interesting. And what I love about it too is it becomes like a reveal. So it starts off and we're on a rescue mission. We meet kind of our plucky group of travelers, Geo the Rock, which is hilarious to me. And we meet our, new young Jedi, Reeth, and, you're meeting new characters. You're like, okay, well, it feels like it's kind of following the same pattern of a lot of other High Republic I've seen. We're on a mission, the great disaster happens, and now we got to do a rescue mission. And this is what I mean, but it starts off slow. So it starts off and you're like, okay, it's kind of a samey story I've heard before. We get on this space station and you start to hear like, oh, a bunch of people are here too, and we're going to have to, stop all the chaos. And I'm like, okay, it's fine. And it takes such a turn for me when we start experiencing dark side visions. And we start, questioning what on here is, what's causing this, who put these dark side artifacts here. From that moment on, I was totally hooked. And that might not work as well for other people. I'm willing to acknowledge that maybe some other folks might not get as much of a kick out of that as me, but it really got me. And I thought it was such a good introduction to the Draencar, because I didn't know how I was going to feel about them. They basically feel like the Flood is what I've said, and they really are. I've seen people making fun of them, saying like, oh, it's the version of the Flood. It's like, yeah, hive mind type villains are pretty standard in sci-fi. I guess we can make fun of any sort of trope we see, but sci-fi is a tropey genre, to say the least, and I think it's a unique take for Star Wars. And if you have not checked out the little trailer they put on their Star Wars YouTube page for the Draencar, go check it out. I think it was really cool. I'm a big fan of the Draencar, and I was not as originally excited for them as I was for the Nihil. I thought the Nihil would be more engaging. And I thought these Drunkar would kind of just be like mindless zombie creatures, and they're not. They're sentient. They have thoughts, and they love them eating some people and just being involved in the dark side and conquest. And that to me is awesome. So very promising. This is a good step, guys. Could not be happier that we had Light of the Jedi in month 1, Into the Dark in month 2, and we continue with that positive trajectory for phase 1 of the High Republic. Wow. So let me know what you guys thought down below. I have not seen anyone's reviews for this, so I don't know if I'm gonna look like an idiot where no one else really liked this and I'm the only one and I'm telling you how great it is and everyone else decided it's just a pile of crap. I try to avoid reviews before I've read the books because I don't want people to kind of persuade me going in. I mean, I've talked about this in many of my hate response videos, which more are coming very soon. But when someone tells you it's crap, especially someone you like tells you it's crap, you are then inclined, if you even read it or watch the movie, to go in thinking this is crap, let me find what's wrong with it. We all do this. If you go into a movie wanting to like it, you do the same thing. A cheesy line, you might find it, oh, it's kind of charming. It's like cheesy in a good way. You want to hate the movie, it's cheesy in a crap way. And I think Wonder Woman 84 is kind of a perfect example of that. If you wanted to go in there and you wanted to like it, then all the kind of cheesiness and hokiness was really going to hit for you. And if you went in maybe indifferent or not really a huge fan, then a lot of that stuff you're just going to rip to shreds. So, but let me know what you guys think down below. Really have appreciated all the support from the channel over the last month. The channel's like a month old now, and I've just been amazed with how many people have actually tuned in. I never really thought I'd really get anyone. I don't even know how you can, find my videos. I don't know if YouTube's recommending me, but I really do appreciate it, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. We will see you more videos coming this week. We're going to be responding to some viral claims about the High Republic and maybe talking some other Star Wars drama as well. We will see you guys then. Again, thanks for stopping by.